And a good Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, live today at Germantown Pub. He's Big Joe Dubin. I'm Chase McCabe. Dr. Crane, Nick Frazier on the ones and twos. Hope you're having a great day to this point. What's up, JoJo?
What's happening, man? We're at a great location here at Germantown Pub, and nice crowd. People stopping by saying hi. So it's always good to be out in the boot and talk to the people, my friend.
Yes. We love talking to the people. You've been helping people get to their tables
I
so far today.
I'll have to go in a minute to take a food order, but I'll let you know. It's about 3 minutes away.
Yeah, so we discovered that this is Joe's one of his 18 jobs that he has.
Right.
So y'all have a great day. Thank you.
Yeah, take care now. Roll Tide.
So come by and see us. We're right here by the new Kroger in the Germantown area, right across the street on Monroe Street, and so having a good time.
Plenty of people always say, "Hey, parking over there." Plenty of parking. Come by.
It's one of the rare places in Nashville, Tennessee that actually has a parking lot.
When I pulled in, I was like, all right, where's that camera? Where's that QR code? Where's that all that other stuff? You know, they're doing it now. And I don't know how this is legal, but if you park on the street, like a public street, they're starting to do that to you.
Yeah.
So I don't pay, and I never got a thing back. So I don't know if that's a scam or what's going on. But if it's a public street, I ain't paying unless there's a meter there.
I'm with you.
I'm not doing that.
I'm absolutely
with folks, that's how you rebel against the system right there. You know, you fight against the man. You ever actually seen the man?
I
have once.
Becky Lynch? Yeah, I've seen the man, Becky Lynch.
Far away one time I
She's
saw.
one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Sports Illustrated said it.
And she's a man?
That's her gimmick, the man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Becky Lynch. She's married to Seth Rollins.
Okay.
She just lost the Women's Intercontinental Championship, too. So.
Think she could find it?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate when people lose things like that.
Yeah, no, probably.
Well get it going.
Yeah, I
God,
had to think about
stream. Look at me on the stream. I was laying back. I literally looked 16 months pregnant, and I apologize for that, folks. I had the worst posture in the world. Try to sit up better. There we go. That's better.
That looks good. So we were wrong. We were very wrong about something yesterday.
Yep.
James Franklin is the new head coach of Virginia Tech.
He signed?
It's done.
Oh, wow.
They've announced it.
Oh, wow.
It's Virginia Tech's put it out there on their social media. So he is now the head coach of the Hokies. And I could be wrong on this. I haven't looked this up. But I feel like that this has to be the earliest in a coaching cycle that somebody has been signed.
I would totally agree. I'm trying to think when somebody signed in mid-November, and I can't recall. I mean, it's always been like, they've reached an agreement, but they haven't officially signed. But that's where he's going. I'm shocked he went there with Arkansas, LSU, and Florida, especially Florida being out there, because his ego wants him to get back in the SEC, but I guess not. I guess we were wrong on that.
Yeah. So, I think that's a good hire for them. It's a good fit for him. I think his brand will work there. And, we'll see. We'll see if he put out there that he was going to coach differently, learn some things from Penn State. They all say that, but we'll see how true that really is.
I thought he would chase the sunshine. Maybe UCLA, maybe Florida, but
yeah.
I guess he was happy there. He's all about controls. I bet they gave him so much control he couldn't turn it down. And
yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. No. So James Franklin, now the head coach of the Virginia Tech Hokies. So I asked you this off the air. I don't know the answer. Could he hypothetically start? Like, could he be the coach now?
That's a great question.
Or do they have to? I mean, obviously he's going to change the staff out and everything, but, this gives him a time to evaluate who's there and all of that.
Well, I mean, why not? If he's officially the head coach, I don't see why not. I don't know how that protocol works, but if he's the head coach, he can go in and start calling this or calling that. If he's smart, he just stays away.
Yeah.
And says, hey, let them finish the season out. I'll start recruiting guys. I'll re-recruit the guys on the team. Let him do that. But if he's smart, he stays out and just says, hey, finish the season and then thank the coaches for what they're doing and then take over when the season's over with in 2 weeks.
I'll be curious of how many of his staff from Penn State joined him at Virginia Tech, because he took when he left Vanderbilt for Penn State, he took a lot of people with him,
and then they started falling off.
Yeah, right.
Quickly. And they're
Right.
like,
That's
we're out of here. So guys took off, but we'll see what happens. I mean, he was out of the night at a college game. I think one of his former coaches is at Troy or somewhere. He was out taking in that game, or maybe Old Dominion or something. So yeah, I mean, he's still got a lot of friends and buddies and everything to see. He wants to go with them. We'll find out in due time.
Yep. So that is the first domino to fall when it comes to the coaching carousel.
You know what job nobody's talking about?
What?
Penn State.
Yeah. I think now, because, look, I think it's a good job. I'm telling you a name to watch there. Pat Fitzgerald.
Could be. But
he knows the Big Ten.
Yeah, he does. If this Joe Brady stuff is true, where the owner of the Bills bought out Franklin and he wants to be Joe Brady, the head coach there, then that's it. But the thing is, Joe Brady can't take over until after the NFL season's done or the Bills are done.
Right.
So the portal opens January the 2nd. NFL ain't done then. Bills are going to be in the playoffs. So you're looking all the way to January the 15th. The portal ends, I think, the 16th. So he'd have to get staff in place and do 50-50 of back and forth of, all right, game plan the Bills and then recruit, get a staff in there. It's a lot to do for somebody who's still with the Bills and all that, but it's been done before. And so, but that's the name. But yeah, Pat Fitzgerald, absolutely. Once he got exonerated from all that happened at Northwestern, I think it's a good coach, man. And it's tough to win at Northwestern. They won there.
Yep. Oh, I would look, if I'm a team, I would go after him.
Yeah.
You having some trouble there?
We're good. No, we're good, man. All good, brother. So here's also a little quandary that's going on. This Kiffin to LSU thing that's going on.
Yeah.
Allegedly flying his family to Baton Rouge and on and on and on. Ole Miss is stepped up, and allegedly there's some power. He's like, all right, you need to make up your mind like now.
Yeah, and they should. I think he's safe. I think this is all a smokescreen.
I don't know now. If that's his
I was
family,
wrong yesterday, so why wouldn't I be wrong today?
His family, if they're in Baton Rouge, but if I'm Ole Miss, I'm like, the second you take that job, go.
Yeah.
So they're 10-1. They're off this week. They play the Egg Bowl next week. They'll be 11-1. The college football playoff rankings come out again tonight. Ole Miss will move up some in those, and he's got it made. But I'm telling you, man, if he even sniffs an LSU job, Ole Miss is like, you're out. You ain't coaching this, and good for them, man.
Yeah. No, I agree. Look, you got to do what's best for your program, but I mean, and he said it. He supposedly addressed the team. It was like, guys, this is what happens when you win. You know, the thing, like, you get more attention, and he's not wrong. And he's flirted before. Like, every year he's flirting with something, like with a job.
Right.
But this one does feel like, because Florida's always kind of been one that I could see him there, and now LSU, and I don't think many people expected LSU open.
No, and here's the best part. They all have agents.
Yeah.
So
most of them have the same agent.
You have plausible deniability. Have you talked to LSU? I have not. As your agent, I don't know. You have to ask him. I have not talked to LSU. So the coaches get that where I've not talked to him. And in truth, they haven't talked to him.
Yeah.
If you go through somebody, your agent, to talk to him, you still haven't talked to him. That's always a smoke screen. It's like, well, the agent's reached out, but hey, I haven't talked to him at all. So you let the agent do all the work. And Jimmy Sexton just sits back and it's like, all right, where can I make more millions? And isn't CAA Sexton? Aren't they based here in Nashville?
They are.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think Jimmy lives here.
Okay. They used to live in Memphis, man. I gotta go up. I gotta go east a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I
know that CAA is here. What I've told.
Yeah. 615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Question of the day.
Here it is. Connor Newt, if you're listening, this caused quite a bit of consternation on Saturday. And Dr. Crane, you were there. So you can back this up. Connor Newt threw out there, and this has really bugged me in a funny way because I like this, and this will get a lot of reaction today. Connor Newt was talking about the Rocky movies. Dr. Crane, you remember this on Saturday?
Yes.
He said Rocky IV by far is the best Rocky movie. None other matters. So it got me asking friends of mine, all right, this is a simple question, but I got to know, what is the best Rocky movie in your opinion? Because Connor, the rifleman, Connor Newt, fiercely defended Rocky IV. So our question is, what is the best, in your mind, the best Rocky movie of all time?
Our question of the day is presented by Aries Tactical. Your safety, your skill, your Aries Tactical. Check them out at ariestactical.com. Is it fair to maybe say that the first Rocky kind of just belongs in its own
No, not in this question.
in its own room?
I told you, Rocky, the original Rocky, is the greatest love story cinema of all time. And a lot of people said, it's a sports movie. It's a love story. Put it that, but it's all part of the franchise.
Well, because like Rocky is the best one of all of them. Rocky 4 is probably my favorite sequel of all of them.
Okay,
a lot of people say Rocky 3.
That's fine, but I need to know an answer.
I love Drago, like Drago and Apollo and all that. Like the story in that one is good.
So you're Rocky 4.
No, of the franchise, if you're making me pick of all of them, it's Rocky.
Okay, Dr. Crane, you
probably Rocky 3.
Okay, all right. I'm Rocky 3 all day. I 1, 2, 4, 5, Apollo or Creed, whatever it is. Those I'm good. But something about Rocky 3 and Clubber Lang did it for me because he lost everything. And that speech on the beach when she gives it to him and says, "I'm scared. We're all scared." And he starts running with Apollo, and I swear to God, that music starts playing, goosebumps. Yeah. So to me, Rocky 3, but there is no wrong answer here. Rocky 3 is the greatest of the Rocky franchise. And it really, I asked people on Saturday, I kept asking people, and everybody had a different opinion. So, Dr. Crane, we listened to your show on Saturdays. Here comes the fire department with their opinion. And you can say what you want, but I don't know. That's all I thought about the rest of the day. I was like, what Rocky movie? What just drives you to pick one? So that is our question, 615-737-1025. Simple question, but I got to know, man.
We have a text from the rifleman. He says, "Don't twist my words. I said Rocky 4 is the best. I love all of them. All I said was number 1 is overrated."
That's what he said.
Okay.
What words did we didn't twist any words.
Yeah, I don't think you twisted any.
I just like you got the conversation going on Saturday, and I asked probably 20 people, and everybody had different answers about. But there's no right or wrong answers. It's why you like that certain franchise of Rocky, and it's really cool when people say this and that one, and Rocky 5 got a few votes. That's the Tommy Gunn one, and then what's the one where Adrian died? Was that simply that's not Rocky 6? Maybe it's Rocky Balboa. There's a name for it.
Yeah.
That was when he goes to the graveyard and talks to Adrian.
Yeah, that's Rocky Balboa.
I mean, that breaks your heart, man.
Yeah. The whole franchise is good. We'll get to this throughout the show, including the college football coaching search. Lane Kiffin did go on the Pat McAfee show today, so we'll tell you some of the things that were said there. Coming up next, we're live today at Germantown Pub. Come by and see us here on Monroe Street. 615-737-1025. It's Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game.
your name is a topic of discussion everywhere, seemingly, and will be for the rest of your life. It's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, because it means that you're having success, which is why other people are certainly going to mention your name whenever jobs open up. But there's a rumor now circulating on the internet, and we appreciate you joining us here to maybe kind of clarify this. Was there like an ultimatum given to you in the middle of a season from Ole Miss? It feels like the way I'm reading it on the internet is that Ole Miss has told you, and you were doing yoga, I guess, this morning with the AD. Ole Miss has told you, like, we need an answer. Is that true? And how are you handling it all with the team with what's currently taking place?
Yeah, that's absolutely not true. There's been no ultimatum, anything like that at all. And so I don't know where that came from, like a lot of stuff that comes out there. Like I said, man, we're having a blast. I love it here. I mean, our running back sitting right over here. Come on over. And it just couldn't be better. Like I say, you pray for things. Our fans prayed for this type of thing, and now we're in the middle of it. So enjoy it.
There you go. That's Lane Kiffin. Earlier today on the Pat McAfee Show on ESPN, Chasing Big Joe live today at Germantown Pub here in Germantown on Monroe Street. We're right by Bicentennial Mall as well. You can grab a bite, get a drink, stay a while, where the wings are legendary and the welcome is real. So come by and say hello. Look, I'm starting to think he's going to stay. And is he, because I feel like what he's done in the past is he's parlayed everybody coming after him into getting more resources and helping Ole Miss. And it almost seems like he's going to do that again. I could be wrong. And I know a lot of people don't trust Lane Kiffin.
Nope.
And I get it. But I feel like he has grown and matured. I like I said, I could be wrong. But why, if I'm him, I would stay there the rest of my life, because you would be there what Nick Saban is at Alabama.
True, but he's always lied. He's a liar. Everything he's done has been false. So why would we believe him now? I don't believe him at all.
Yeah. And that's your right. I mean, I get it. I'm sure there are Vols fans hearing this going like, no way.
And that was the thing before they hired Heupel, like, bring him back. I'm like, do you not forget how he left you?
Yeah.
Do you not forget he left you in mid-January? And then Orgeron called you recruits not to go to class?
Right.
I mean, get out of here. I don't know. I mean, look, he's got him now. He's finally going to win something. He's never won anything as a coach. Yeah, they've had 3 10-win seasons at Ole Miss, but I want to see results now. All right, you got there. I mean, you had the highest NIL payroll last year. You didn't even make the playoffs last year. You've never been to the SEC championship game as a head coach. Ole Miss has not been ever since they started it in '92. So I don't trust him until all the smoke clears and see what he does. I mean, I think what he's built at Ole Miss is generational. Stay there. You got the resources. You're winning games. People like you. You're admired. McAfee said it right. Like, your name will always be mentioned because you have success.
Sure.
And then go from there. But I don't know, man. Why do we, and they keep searching these places out and nobody's ever happy. Scott Frost tried to go back home again in Nebraska, and that was a disaster. And just stay happy where you are if you can. But if he leaves, he leaves.
Ricky on our text line says the enjoy it line was very telling, but he's gone. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that believe he's going to be gone.
Yeah.
But here's the other part. Let's just say he wants – let's say he's like, look, I've accomplished so much at Ole Miss. LSU is a dream job that I can't turn down. I want to take LSU. However, he's in the best position he's ever been to compete for a championship at Ole Miss.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's the catch-22, because if he takes the LSU job, like you said, basically he's done at Ole Miss while they need him to compete for a championship. I mean, they get into the playoff, who knows? Especially if they're hosting a game in Oxford.
Yep.
I mean, so that's what they've done that have made it so difficult. And there's really no way to police this either. I mean, yes, they changed the transfer portal and all that. You could put a rule in that says there can be no coaching interviews or agents talking or whatever until a certain date. We all know that it's going to happen anyway. So there's really no way to combat it. But it's just, that's the unfair part, is these guys get in this position where it's like, okay, well, they can probably move up and that's their right to do so. But then it kind of screws up what they got going at their current job that they can't see that through.
No, and also, if they do make this run and he leaves to go to Ole Miss, and then there's other coach steps in and gets to take this team into the playoffs and how far they go, and then we'll see what happens. But, I mean, you went to Ole Miss. Why? Because you want to get out of Florida Atlantic back in the SEC, and now you're doing so well. And so that's going to be the topic for a while. It's like, what happens there? And if, like, he's the domino. He's the top domino. Whatever he does or doesn't do is going to affect everything else going forward. Everything else.
Yeah. 615-737-1025. Ben says, if he goes to Baton Rouge, he will probably be fired by 2030. I mean, probably. I don't think they're very patient in Baton Rouge.
Still 5 years you get there.
Yeah. But, I mean, here's the thing. Saban left on his own for the NFL. Les Miles, I guess there was – well, no, he was fired before Kansas, and then he went to Kansas. That's right. So he won a championship and was fired. Orgeron won a championship and was fired.
Yep.
I mean, they're just – look.
Right.
It is what it is.
It's LSU. I mean, what's going to happen? If you think you can beat that or fight that, then go for it. But see what it is. But, I mean, I think LSU is a great job, probably the top job out there, and it's one of the top 5 jobs in college football. But you have built something at Ole Miss that's tangible. I mean, you feel it, and everybody's fired up, and you own that state, and it's yours, and everything else. So I don't know, and we'll see what happens. But like the Florida job, it's still out there looking, and so these jobs are going to be filled, and the coaches that leave their jobs to take these jobs got to be filled. So.
Yeah, well, and here's the Ricky's saying, like, he won't leave until the end of the season. Franklin wasn't coaching, so he got hired in season. I understand how this works. But the thing is, Ole Miss could be like, hey, you're leaving, so leave. I mean, they right. There have been instances like Scott Frost is a prime example, and I respected him for this. When he got the job at Nebraska, he stayed and coached the bowl game, and that's where they claimed the national championship at UCF. And he finished out the season. He didn't have to do that, but he did it. And I thought that was the right move. You look at Brian Kelly. When Brian Kelly left Cincinnati for Notre Dame, he did not finish the season, and Cincinnati was in a BCS game. He didn't coach. Do you remember who did? What did Butch? Didn't Butch take over?
I'm trying to think. No, because weren't there BCS? Butch took over Tennessee in 13. Wasn't the Cincinnati BCS game like 18 or 19?
No, there was one before that.
I'm still eating that. I'm sorry. You're good.
With Brian Kelly.
I don't remember that.
I'd have to go back and look.
Because he was at Cincinnati 10, 11, 12. No. He was Cincinnati till 9.
Yeah.
Took over.
So it was 2000. It was 2009. And I can't. But Butch went on. Butch was at Western Michigan or Central Michigan or something.
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't Butch, but my point is, like, guys will take jobs and leave before the season is over to go to their new job. You know, he could very well work something out, like if he takes LSU. But, like, if you're Ole Miss and you know he's going to LSU, why would you want him to still be there? LSU is one of your arch rivals.
The arch rival that's Ole Miss's.
Yeah. Well, Mississippi State's probably number one. But the Magnolia Bowl, LSU, I mean, like, yeah. So I wouldn't want him there.
No. I mean, there's been some iconic games throughout the history of Ole Miss and LSU. Billy Cannon coming to mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, he's the guy, man. He's the guy. And if he says they're not, it's all a bunch of hogwash today, then I get that. But still, man.
615-737-1025. It'll be interesting to watch the coach.
Jeff Quinn took over for
Brian Kelly.
Played the Sugar Bowl, and Florida beat him 51-24. Yeah, Jeff Quinn.
And that was en route to a championship, right?
That was
a championship.
That was not. That was an Orange Bowl game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That was the BCS.
That interim head coach. He took over Buffalo, and now he was at Notre Dame with Brian for a while.
I only remember that because that there was like a 4 or 5 year period where the BCS was on Fox. And it was very random, and like Eddie was a part of it. Eddie, I think Emmitt Smith, Eddie George, they were all doing it. But that was when Florida was really good. And I just remember them making a big deal about Brian Kelly not coaching the Sugar Bowl because he had taken the Notre Dame.
That's right. You got a good memory on there, young man.
I try. 615-737-1025. Well, more coming from Germantown Pub here on the Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. Live from Germantown Pub today, Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. They have the catfish nuggets here that are very good. I had the burger, the Gerst burger. You had the BLT.
Oh, so
very good. But I've had their wings before. They're fantastic. So come by the Germantown Pub. Got a nice crowd in here for lunch right now. So having a good time here on the radio, here on 102.5 The Game.
Excited to announce that we will have Scott Hamilton with us Thursday from the Omni for a whole hour.
At 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock
Nice.
hour.
Looking forward to that. The Olympic gold medalist Scott Hamilton will join
Right.
us, so
As Dr. Crane knows him from only one thing, and that's Blades of Glory.
well, that's fine. I mean, whatever you got to do, you know. Our question of the day is, what is the best Rocky movie?
Spurned on. Good Lord, Joe. Spurned on by the Rifleman of the Weekend, Connor Newt, talking about he just adamantly thinks Rocky IV is the greatest movie. This is always a fun debate, but we debated a Rocky question earlier this year. Was Rocky a sports movie or a love story? I think it's the greatest love story ever. You guys outruled me 80-20. So now it's like, which one is the best movie?
Yeah.
And I say Rocky III.
Lenny says the original Rocky, it's not even close. Mike in Lebanon goes, the original Rocky is the best. Austin comes in with Rocky IV. Adam in Portland says, most people say Rocky III, all the rest will be completely wrong. Clubber Lane.
But you know what? Nobody ever mentions Rocky II.
Yeah.
And it's got one of the greatest lines ever when Adrian's in the hospital and she whispers to him, and he's like, what? And he bends down, and she says, when.
Yeah.
And that damn music,
Yeah.
I mean, it just, and then Mickey's like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
And then Rocky starts, man, and it's just
Burgess Meredith.
so good. And then it takes off, but it never really gets mentioned. It comes down to 1, 3, or 4.
Burgess Meredith, who played Mickey in Rocky 1, 2, and 3, also was well known for.
He was a penguin.
He was the penguin.
You know who else would make a good penguin? Dr. Crane.
I could see it. I thought you were going to say Pogue.
No.
I could see Dr. Crane being the penguin.
Dr. Crane, is that okay? Did you go home early?
I'm here. No, I'm
okay.
Just because I'm short doesn't mean I'm a penguin.
But
we're not saying
you'd
that.
be a
We're
good
just-
one, though.
Do I waddle like a penguin?
You do not?
No.
Do I swim
No,
like a penguin?
you would have more of the gangster penguin type vibes.
Thank you.
Which if you read the comics, like there's a couple of different variations of the penguin.
Yeah, I get where you're coming at. I have no malice towards it. I was just aiding to the
All right.
conversation.
We're trying to get you work, so you should be grateful we're doing this for you.
You're the penguin. You're the pizza penguin.
There you go.
That's you.
If you don't, I'll just sling it at you like a saucer.
There you go. Justin says, I'm with Connor, Rocky IV all day. I love the training scene in Rocky IV with him growing the beard and doing all this outdoor training and trudging through the snowdrift. So awesome.
I mean, it's good. That's good. But give me Rocky III.
That's a good one. More for Rocky IV. Another one for Rocky III. Shout out to Thunderlips, Hulk Hogan.
It's the ultimate male versus the ultimate meatball.
Yes.
And I think Hogan in that is 30.
Yeah. That was there was this whole
60.
thing. Vince McMahon didn't want him to do it.
Oh
And because I forgot why. I think he thought he was going to take money out of his pocket or whatever, and what he didn't realize is it made Hogan an even bigger star.
Oh my gosh, yeah, absolutely did.
But there was like this whole thing, and I think Vince like admitted like I didn't want him to do it, and I realized how wrong I was.
Right. I like after the melee and everybody's fought and bloody everywhere, and then Rocky said, "Hey, can we get a picture?"
Yeah.
And him and Hulk and the family all get a picture together.
Yeah.
That and the ring afterwards. I don't know. That's just very cool. And you had Mr. T to that, and you had Hulk Hogan to that, and just a lot of pop culture.
And that was the setup for WrestleMania 1, in which Hogan teamed with Mr. T to take on Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper.
Who won that?
Hogan and Mr.
Heck
T.
yeah, you did.
And I think they came out to Eye of the Tiger.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So that was 1985?
3.
Well, WrestleMania was.
Oh,
85. Yeah. So there you go. 2758. I have to say Rocky IV, but with this explanation, WrestleMania that year was Hogan versus Mr. T. Hogan and Mr. T versus Nikolai Volkov and Iron Sheik. They wrestled the U.S. Express. It all tied together for a great year of entertainment.
Yeah.
Wait, Hogan versus Mr. T?
You're the wrestling guy.
I don't remember that. But it was also before my time. So more for the original Rocky. Dustin in Hopkinsville, I think, is just being a contrarian and said Creed. Evan says, I've never seen any of the Rocky movies, and I'm not ashamed of it.
What? How not? Such a great. I mean, it truly is a great story. I mean, Rocky 1 is just a great story that.
Yeah.
And the ones that turn on after, they're all good. I mean, how could you not? And see, you're probably one of those like, I'm not going to watch that because everybody tells me to.
Yeah.
I get it, but man, you need to watch one of these.
Craig says, I pity the fool who doesn't say Rocky 3.
Yes. I mean, you just go back and watch Clubber Lang, man.
So I have a funny story. WrestleMania 30 was down in New Orleans, and the Friday before the event was on Sunday, and it was only one night then. The Friday before, they do the Hall of Fame, and so Jeremy Benefield and I go to the Hall of Fame because the headliner was Ultimate Warrior, and like he had finally made up with the WWE and everything. He ended up dying 3 days later, which was crazy.
Lord.
But so he was in. Razor Ramon, Scott Hall, who was one of my favorites, he was put in. Well, Mr. T was the celebrity inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame.
What year are we looking at here?
This would have been 2014, I guess. Yes, 2013, 2014, somewhere in there. 14. But anyway, so Mr. T gets up there to do his speech, and the wrestler Kane, the mayor of Knoxville, had to come out and get him because he went like 30 minutes over his time. And he was rambling on and on. And then he kept talking about his mom, which was, okay, that's cool. And he goes, in the Mr. T voice, he's like, I want to read you a poem that I wrote about my mama. It was like, Dear Mama. Like it just went on and on and on.
You had to be laughing by now, right?
Oh yeah. And so when they got to WrestleMania 40 in the Hall of Fame, I think it was Triple H that made the joke of Mr. T's speech is still going. But it was so funny because he went on and on and on. But it was really cool.
Our friend Reno Riggins listened to us, sent us a picture of him and Hulk after a wrestling match one time back in the day.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
I mean, that's probably 35 years ago, and Hulk looks, he's like 40 there, and he always looks 65 doing that.
That is so badass.
But you look at the different characters which in Rocky 3, which emerge, and the good and the bad, and the falling on your face and being scared. I don't know. There's a lot of emotions in Rocky 3 that we take with us. And you add Mr. T, Clubber Lang to it, and how Rocky wins the fight. And when Clubber Lang hits on Adrian at that press conference, like, you want to see a real man? All of that on and on and on. It's such a good movie. But, they're all good. I think they're all good. 5, Tommy Gunn wasn't so good.
No, 5 was not good.
Very predictable, but I still watch it, right?
5's the worst one.
Yeah, by far.
615-737-1025. We'll get your calls and texts. More on this coming up next, live from Germantown Pub today. Chasing Big Joe here on 1025 The Game.
All right, guys, Big Joe here. I tell you all the time that you deserve the best in life, and where you live should be the absolute best. At Reunion Township at 109, that is the best. We talk about it all the time because we love that place. Resort living with the luxury you deserve. Nestled perfectly between Mount Juliet and Lebanon. I cannot wait for you to see this. Reunion Township at 109 is 1, 2, and 3 spacious bedroom apartment homes, complete with private attached garages. I'll say it again. Private attached garages. No more starting your car in the cold. No more going out in the rain and doing it. Protected, safe at night. Yeah, you deserve this. State-of-the-art living, everything you need, and amenities out of this world. The website, reuniontownship.com. Reuniontownship.com. And you can get 2 months free when you lease. 2 months free, resort living, quiet, spacious, and again, the luxury you absolutely deserve. Here I go again. Your job is stressful. Your life is stressful. Your work is stressful. Where you live should be perfect. At Reunion Township at 109, that is the best. The website again, reuniontownship.com. Reuniontownship.com. Welcome home.
Chase a Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, here on this Tuesday, live at Germantown Pub. Our question of the day has really taken off, as they usually do. What is your favorite Rocky movie? Eric wants to weigh in. Eric, what's up?
Hey guys, a couple of things. First of all, yeah, Mr. T never wrestled Hulk Hogan. In fact, there was a couple of years, I think it was in WrestleMania 2 where Hulk Hogan was in his corner. He was boxing, I believe, against Roddy Piper, and I think Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff was in his corner. And they may have had some other deals where Mr. T might have been in this corner against either Piper or Orndorff. And I want to say, I don't know for sure if they had like a tag team match against
That was
Orton.
the first. Yeah, that was the first WrestleMania. It was Hogan and Mr. T versus Mr. Wonderful and Roddy Piper.
I mean, I could be wrong. I was thinking that was like number 2. I thought number 1, there was like some sort of battle royal or whatever, but you might be right on that.
Oh, somebody's wrong, Eric.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're
we
probably
should
right.
call
You're
your
probably
cell
right.
phone and say you were wrong.
but as far as the Rocky movies, it's tough because I go back and forth between Rocky 1 and 3. I like both of them. I probably would lean towards Rocky 1, but I will also say another one, guys, kind of a caveat. This was not part of the Rocky movies per se, but what about Rocky Balboa when he came back and went into the ring? He lost, but of course that was when Adrian had died, and I think the Burt Young character was still in the film. But Rocky Balboa, I saw that movie. That was a pretty good movie, even though it's not part of the whole Rocky deal, Rocky 1 through 5. But
yeah, and that's the thing. You're right.
There.
Is that
Take care, guys.
All right, thank you, Eric. Stallone had said the Creed movies were sold off, and so there was like the original, his idea, got no money from all that stuff, and somebody took it over. And I didn't understand all that went on, but Eric, we spoke earlier about Rocky Balboa. True. So Rocky 5 was so bad, I think Stallone came back and made the others to kind of flush out Rocky 5. Rocky Balboa is very, I mean, when he goes to the cemetery and talks to Adrian, I mean, that just breaks your heart. And it's just, I think it's a decent movie, but again, it's not as good as the first 4.
The main event and last match of the night of the first WrestleMania pitted Hulk Hogan, the reigning WWF World Heavyweight Champion, and Mr. T, accompanied by Jimmy Superfly Snuka, against Roddy Piper and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, accompanied by Cowboy Bob Orton. Professional boxer Muhammad Ali was a special guest referee, and New York Yankees manager Billy Martin was the guest ring announcer, while Liberace was the guest timekeeper.
Well, you got some really great personalities. What year was that?
1985. March 31st, 1985 at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that is great. So when did it go to arenas, like massive arenas?
Well, WrestleMania 3 was at the Silverdome.
Okay.
WrestleMania 2 was at like 3 different. It was in New York, Chicago, and LA, maybe.
So what was this?
This was the first WrestleMania.
Okay.
At Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Which is ironically where they were last night. John Cena's last match at MSG. Let's go to Kenny the mailman. Kenny, what you got?
Hello, good friend. All of the Rocky movies have been enjoyable, but you know the true life stories behind stories are even more amazing. Are y'all familiar with the name Mike Rowe, who used to host The Dirty Job?
Yeah.
He's almost turned into a modern day Paul Harvey. He has a TV show called That's the Way I Heard It. And have y'all ever heard the true story behind Rocky?
No.
But
Sylvester
fill me in.
Stallone wrote it, and he was just a minor actor. He'd always been told he couldn't act. He'd just been in a few things. And so many of the people wanted to buy the story, but they wouldn't let him act in it. And he held on until someone would agree for him to act in it, even to the point he had so little money left he had to sell his dog to go a couple more weeks. And then the studio that made it agreed to let him star in it. He immediately went back, bought his dog back, and now the rest is history. But he would not have been who he was if he'd have just took the minor payment for the story.
Didn't he get the tattoo? Didn't he get the dog tattooed on his shoulder or his arm or something? Yeah.
The dog was in the movie, I think.
Yeah, that's the one he was running with. So find Mike Rowe. He has a syndicated show called That's How I Heard It, and it is to me, to us, it's the best show on TV.
Oh, nice.
And also a quick update on the great show Nashville 911 that Joe made fun of yesterday.
Yeah.
Joe, it's going to have as much impact on society as Joni Loves Chachi.
But hey, 40 years later, you're still bringing up Jody Loves Chachi.
Yeah. Well, a new actor is signed on for the final scene. Stevie Wonder is going to play Frey, the blind caller who's never seen Cam Ward play. So I am so excited about the Nashville 911 and the season-ending show. Listen, y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Kenny. You know what Nashville 911 needs? It needs a plaster. So when there's something happening in the office, he's like, now hold on a second.
Yeah,
and that's all he says. Now hold on 1 second.
I wonder if he's seen that show yet.
I hope not. I mean, it's truly awful. It is truly an awful, awful TV show. And Leanne Rhymes, I know we're tight and you love our show, but sweetheart, that show's bad. And
I'm waiting from the email from the producers. Well, we were hoping to have you and Joe be on the show, but since you guys don't like it,
hey, there's a scene where
we'll go with Buck.
Right. Oh my goodness. Oh, good times, man. Good times, great oldies.
Indeed. 615-737-1025. So it's kind of mixed. Also, by the way, Dustin in Hopkinsville says, man, Tulsa King is great. He's such a cool old guy. Still ripped. I don't know if he roids. He definitely has help. But that's a show that slides in on Paramount Plus.
That's Dr. Crane's show.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Dr. Crane, right? Are you a Tulsa King guy?
Yes, sir. I just watched the newest episode last night.
How many seasons we got for that out there now?
3, and there's episode 9 that came out. So this past Sunday.
So is he a mob guy banished to Tulsa?
No, so he came out of prison and then he relocated himself to Tulsa, and he's basically running the streets like he's the head honcho mobster, and all these new whiz people are basically running things electronically. He goes, no, we're doing it the old school way. So he's basically running stuff as an old school mobster.
Tulsa King. All right, buddy. Appreciate your little update there.
Highly recommended.
That gives Dr. Crane gives that a 98% on Rotten Pickles.
Rotten Pickles.
That's good.
Navy has announced their uniforms for the Army-Navy game. There you go, Joe. Your thought? That's badass. Look at those helmets.
Is that a Mayflower helmet?
Yeah, I mean it's like old naval ships that are on the helmets.
Oh, now Army gets to counter with what they're doing.
They've already done it.
Oh, did they? What do they got?
You saw it. You didn't like it.
What was it? The tanks?
Yeah, that one. That's the
okay. That's okay. I mean, it's the Gothic numbers on there. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did not like the Vol. I don't like the Vols grays. I think the Vol
smoky gray.
I think I think that's a bad look.
Yeah. If they only do it once a year, I like the black ones. Like,
I just give me the orange and white, man. I like the orange and white. I just like these iconic teams. Bama, what they got, Auburn, what they have, Georgia, on and on. I just like that. And I was like, I wasn't a fan of it. But they're not appealing. They're not asking.
No, they're not after you.
Right.
Coming up next, we will get into the Titans with Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, and, of course, head coach at Innsworth. We'll talk to him. Coming up next, Chase and Big Joe live at Germantown Pub, 102.5 The Game. Hour number 2, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game on this Tuesday, live at Germantown Pub. Having a good time so far here today. And as we do every Tuesday at this time, we say hello to the head coach of the Innsworth Tigers and also ESPN NFL analyst Tim Hasselbeck, who is on the line with us. And Coach, I know it was not the way you wanted the season to end, but congratulations on a good season nonetheless.
Thanks. Yeah, it's always tough when you lose your last one, which obviously the case for us. Disappointed finish, but like we said to kind of the kids afterwards, and you guys know this, just covering high school football. Listen, the wins and losses are great, but really for these guys, it's everything else about high school football that makes high school football special. So, I think, with that in mind, it's always hard to lose, but it's also, the journey for these guys. And that's been special for all the kids that have been a part of it.
Tim, I told you that night on TV about, taking the coach hat off and the dad hat on because it was senior night. I'm asking you to do that again. Your boy, that's the end of his journey in high school. It's a beautiful journey. What emotions do you have for that? Because you spent time with him. You see the highs and the lows. He experienced a lot of things during that. I just got to think, as a dad, I know it's not easy saying goodbye to that part of his life.
Yeah, and, I don't even know if that's fully hit me yet, to be honest. I think more than anything, I'm really proud about how he handled being in that situation in terms of, look, I become the coach. There are high expectations for us at Innsworth. He becomes the quarterback, and, there's a lot of pressure in terms of, how well he was going to play and all of those things, and really never flinched on any of it. And so with that, I'm certainly proud of him for that. And then, I think the thing that you just don't know really about any player is, like, you don't know their toughness until they're kind of in a situation where they have to play through an injury or, get up after a hit or whatever it is. And, that's one of the things that just as a dad, I didn't know. I didn't know the level of toughness, and it just far exceeded, any expectations I could have had with that. And so, I'm just proud I got to kind of have a front row seat to it all.
Well, more importantly, how's mom doing? Because I know it was probably tough on her.
Yeah, I think for all of us, it's like, whoa, when you become a senior, it's over. And that's, a little bit what I, was kind of my message to the guys talking to them yesterday. But I think the other aspect of it is, a lot of guys, in this case, Taylor, look, he's going to go play college football. And so there's, there's some, I guess, solace in that. And then I think for, the guys that aren't, and even the guys that are, hopefully some of the things that they've learned from our coaching staff, from their teammates, from their experience about playing high school football, hopefully those are things that benefit them for the rest of their lives. And, look, I know that that's the case for me, personally and professionally. And I hope that that's the case for, the kids that play in our program.
Absolutely. Well, we've certainly, always enjoyed our conversations with you, but being able to talk high school football and in your journey as a coach has been an added bonus for sure. So,
well, hey, listen, I knew when I had like 3 missed calls from you at 10:30 on Friday night after we beat McCauley. Like I knew it was like, hey, I appreciate how you like to cover high school sports in the area, high school football especially, and it is a special time. It really is. So yeah. I appreciate it.
So moving into your other role as an NFL analyst, there's something that I've been wanting to ask you about when it comes to Cam Ward, because I noticed this. I've noticed it throughout the season, but I noticed it a lot on Sunday against Houston, and that is the defensive line seems to have a relatively easy job of batting down his passes, and when I watch it, that's when he's going into that sidearm. So. Yeah. Can you coach that out of him, or what are some things that the interim coaching staff and then the next coaching staff need to do to work with him on that?
Yeah, I do think that, release point is a factor in terms of, balls getting batted down. Now, I think there are tall quarterbacks that don't play with a sidearm release. and the balls can be, batted at the line of scrimmage. You look at Jared Goff, on the other night, and I want to say he had 4 balls batted at the line of scrimmage. And look, he's a tall guy, doesn't play with a sidearm release. And so, yeah, I think that, there are a number of different things that, look, if you look at Baker Mayfield's not a super tall guy, doesn't have balls batted at the line of scrimmage. So, look, you can, I think more than anything, it's the time from, as a right-handed thrower where your left hand leaves the football so when the ball comes out of your hand, for defensive linemen to be able to anticipate and get a read and try to match hands. Look, I don't think it's always the release point. The release point is a factor, but it's not a factor all of the time. And so, yeah, you hear Belichick, used to do things, putting tennis rackets in the hands of scout team defensive linemen, to get their hands up and try to, deflect Brady's passes in practice. There are things that you can do to try to, improve in that area. And I would think, because I agree with you, in terms of balls batted at the line of scrimmage, it appears to be a bit of an issue.
So I'm sitting here thinking, Tim, how ingenious is that to have a tennis racket in practice to do that? That's brilliant.
Well, I mean, that's why Belichick has won 2 games at Carolina this year.
I get Tim Hasselbeck on the Chase and McJoe show. Tim, the Titans played their 10th game this past weekend, so you had 9 games before this about Cam Ward. Can you not just accent his positives now and stop asking him to do more and more and just like do the things because I think 9 games we can determine what he does well. Can you not just do that and go forward? Because there's some plays that are taking forever to develop. And he's getting knocked on his bottom. And can you not speed this up a little bit? Or is 9 games not enough to see how good he's got things?
Yeah, I don't know if the sample size is big enough to say, like, definitively he's good at this, he's bad at this. We can't, keep trying these types of plays. Like, I don't think that there's been enough for that. But I do think that you can say, okay, we have had, moderate success in these concepts. Let's do more of that. Now, you are playing pro defenses. You are playing, players that are, maybe have improved to produce at a high level in the NFL. And so, I think as it relates to that stuff, I don't know that you can be perfect on it, but I do think, to your point, like lean into some things. Try to maybe simplify so that, he can play fast and he can, be accurate. Try to do that. And I think if you do, then, I think it will help a little bit to assess where he is.
As a head coach, and I ask you this because Mike McCoy's come out a lot of grief about, why did you not go for it on 4th and 2? Why'd you punt it on 4th and 2 from the 44? But as a head coach, is the most consternation you get is about whether or not to go for it on 4th down during a game?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that I think sometimes you make a determination before the game. How do I think the scoring of this game is going to go? How aggressive do you think you need to be? And then, I think kind of having that big kind of 30,000-foot view helps you when you're at midfield and you're trying to make that decision. So, to me, I don't think those, are as difficult when you kind of go into the game having a plan. I don't think you're caught off guard. So I think the bigger issues are, okay, what are we expecting this team to do to us offensively, defensively, special teams, trying to anticipate that as you prepare for what you're about to see.
Is somebody telling Dan Campbell to go for it, or is he making a decision on his own? Because I'd be aggressive play call. I like to do that, but sometimes when you run the same play a couple times in a row for 4th down, yes. I mean, is he making that decision on his own, or did somebody in his ear like, all right, go for it? Because I don't know at this point because it's not working, Tim.
I think that he has somebody giving him advice on percentages. So I should say that I know that is happening. And then after that, I think that he's just making the determination on his own. Maybe he's consulting, somebody on the staff in terms of how they feel. But, like he's definitely getting information in terms of, where they think, their likelihood is. But again, I think he's going into games feeling like they're going to be aggressive. But everybody has got somebody from an analytics perspective giving at that level, and really at the power forward level in college, most of the time group of five level in college. And so you're definitely getting it in the National Football League. So that for sure is happening. And then I think from that point, he's just trying to say, like, all right, am I cool with 43%, here? If I am, I'm going for it. And maybe he's not asking anyone else on his staff.
Talking with Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst. Jeffrey Simmons was very outspoken after the game. You could sense the frustration that he was mad about, false start penalties, and simply just said, "I'm tired of losing." How does that affect a locker room when a player is that vocal publicly? It happens inside those walls, but he was very vocal and very public about it. So, what's kind of the response you think from the locker room now?
Yeah, I mean, I think the response on a comment like that is guys understand the frustration because losing is awful. Like I think I've said to you before, like losing feels like a funeral. And so, when somebody says like, look, I'm just tired of losing, I'm frustrated, I'm tired of it. And, I want it to stop and those types of things. Like, that to me, I think can be, absorbed and guys understand it. That's different than finger pointing. That's different than saying, look, I'm tired of losing because our kicker can't make any kicks. I'm tired of losing because, our quarterbacks aren't any good. So, I think the manner in which he said it, I think ends up being digestible to the team. And I think most guys probably identify it, whether you're a young player or a veteran player.
We'll have more with Tim Hasselbeck coming up next. Chase and Big Joe live from the Germantown Pub today here on 102.5 The Game. Continuing our conversation with Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, here on this Tuesday live at Germantown Pub, as things roll right along here. I don't know if you saw this, Tim, and I'm sure it'll be discussed on ESPN. I know New York radio has talked about it, but Cam Scottaboo, who's hurt, he's out, was at WWE last night. He was in the front row. He got involved in the show and shoved one of the wrestlers, and now people are up in arms about it, that here's a hurt NFL player getting physically involved in a wrestling show. And I think we all know how wrestling shows work to this point. So I think it's not that big of a deal, but what about you?
Yeah, probably not a big deal. I think everyone's got to be careful coming off the surgery. I mean, obviously his injury was pretty brutal, when you saw it. And so I think that there's probably a feeling of, okay, like how careful do you have to be, so that, you're not putting yourself at jeopardy. And my guess is, he's had a surgery. I don't know the extent of his injury, but probably, some type of rod or hardware put into his leg, ankle reset, and in a splint cast or boot or something like that. And so, as long as he's not, trying to run or jump or do something like that, he's probably at very little risk of doing any type of damage to his injury. So I think I would say, rather than, trying to play doctor in terms of, assessing the risk, I think, most people are like, well, shouldn't he just be careful? I mean, I remember Rob Gronkowski, who had a back injury or an elbow injury, was involved in some type of wrestling thing. People were pretty critical. So, look, I think you have to be careful as a player. At the same time, guys are going to live their lives, and, looking over their shoulder on every second of it just isn't going to work. And then you got to take the personality into consideration. If he plays like a wild man and you appreciate it, then you probably have to accept that there's a little bit of wild man in kind of everything he does.
That is a fair point. Is there anybody that stands out in your mind to be the next head coach of the Giants?
I've done some hits on New York radio stations, and the name that comes up quite a bit for them is Jeff Hafley, which has been somewhat surprising to me, but he does have head coaching experience, has NFL experience as a coordinator. He's done a good job with the group in Green Bay. So his name's come up, I think, more than a few times in Green Bay, in New York.
Tim, our question of the day is favorite Rocky movie. What's your favorite Rocky movie?
I think I've got to go all the way back to 1.
I'm with you.
And why is that?
I think they're always kind of better at the very beginning. It probably took me a little bit to get on board with the Rocky Balboa Apollo Creed friendship. Maybe I don't know.
All right. Well, Rocky 1's a great answer. I love that movie. So we're just curious. That was our question of the day for all that's going on. All right. It's my weekly question about you, about Mike Vrabel and you. You were the one that told us early on that they're going to be good because of Drake May at quarterback. But, I mean, come on, 9-2. I mean, a big win. I mean, I know it's the Jets, but they beat the Bucks, they beat the Jets. But, I mean, Tim, you watch him. I know he did it when he was here, but those guys love him on a different level. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do, because, Ben Jones coaches with us at Ensworth, and, I don't know that there's another, NFL head coach out there that Ben would ever consider working for other than Mike Vrabel. I think that, I think that the players feel like he cares about them when they're playing for him, and they feel like he cares about them when they're done playing for him. I think he just connects with people that way. I think he does an amazing job of that. I think he understands people. Look, right when my father died in April, he had a press conference because I think they were in mini camp and things like that. And, Mike knew my dad, and my dad obviously played in New England. And, That's really in the area where he got to know my dad. And like before he ever started his press conference, he talked about my dad. And I talked to Vrabel a few weeks ago, and just was kind of one of these things. It's like he didn't have to do that, but he did. And I think that's just like kind of a small example of his awareness of people that he's in contact with, connecting with them on a level that they will feel like is important. And I think he just does a good job of it. Right. And so like when you see him greet the players as they come off the field, I think it's genuine. And I think the players feel like it's genuine. So, yeah, I think he's made a big difference there. I think the quarterback's made a big difference there. And I can't say that I'm surprised. Is 9-2 a lot? Yeah, it is. But I can't say I'm surprised.
What's crazy is that Mike Singletary, Forrest Gregg, Mike Munchak, all were head coaches and all got frustrated, Tim, because guys didn't approach the game the way they did. They didn't practice the way they did. And I understand that. And Vrabel, see him at practice, is out there running one-on-one drills. I mean, he's dressed up, all the pass rushing drills. He's just on a different level, I think. And I think that – and nobody's doing it. And I just think that resonates throughout the league because he's got that cachet. He can do that. And then when you're sitting there at 9-2, it all drives the point home of like he's doing this and they're successful.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting about him, like, because you reference guys that were players, and a lot of them were great players. And Braves was a great player, but Braves' path was a little bit different too, right? Like, he didn't come in as a first rounder. He, wasn't with one organization his entire career, and I think because of the way things were in New England. Even when he was a leader and a veteran player, I think everyone there felt like they were always fighting for their lives. I think Teddy Bruschi always felt like he was fighting for his life there. And so I think that there's an appreciation for him as a player and all those things. And then I take it beyond that and just say, like his role in the players' union. So even though he is a coach, right? So he's management now. He's the organization now. He also, he's got blood and sweat into the Players Association. And I think anybody that's in a leadership position in the PA that understands the history of it, also understands that side of who he's been as well.
Your thoughts on, let's switch it to the Bears. I like this team. They're 7-3. That's a big win over Minnesota on Sunday. What I liked best about it was in the locker room, they taught Ben Johnson talking to the team, and you can just tell they're a bunch of misfits that are playing together. I really like this Bears team, and Caleb Williams is playing out of his mind.
Yeah, I think Caleb is playing well. I think a lot of it has to do with what they're doing with him. And he right now has got a pretty good combination of playing in the structure of their offense and then him creating. And that balance can sometimes be tricky, but they seem to have a pretty good balance with him right now. And I think that, Ben Johnston probably has, a strong hand in that. And then what's unique about them is that, look, they were, I think, widely viewed as a pretty talented team in terms of their roster, even though they had, multiple years where they were picking high picks in the draft. And so they probably weren't as far away as people thought that they were. And then you look at what's happened in their division. Minnesota, isn't as good, primarily because the quarterback's not playing as well. Green Bay has, wildly, underachieved. And so, you consider those factors, and now you look at, where Chicago is, and you're like, wait a minute, they, going to mess around and end up winning this division.
Tim Hasselbeck is with us here on the Chasing Big Joe show. Why hasn't the Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly combo worked in Las Vegas like we thought it might?
That's a really surprising one because, I think you could look at them defensively and say they don't have a ton of talent on defense. So, maybe some of the stuff that Pete was going to do in terms of how they compete, maybe they weren't going to be ready right away. But then when you look and you see that, I think they were like the 31st ranked offense in the NFL, with a quarterback that's played well and has a lot of experience, a good running back, pretty good offensive lineman, not overwhelming, weapons on offense, but pretty good ones, especially at the tight end position. You would think at a minimum they'd be middle of the road, and they haven't been, and that's been a big surprise. So, I think you probably chalk that up to the newness of it, the fact that complementary football does matter, the fact that they are in a hard division. I think those things can all be factors. But to me, that has been extremely surprising that they've struggled as much as they have. I mean, what are they, 2-8? I mean, that's just not acceptable, I think, for the crowd that they brought in there.
Tim, now that the season's over with, do you have a meeting with every player on your team, even the seniors that are saying goodbye? Do you have an end-of-the-year meeting?
It's one of the things I actually said to them yesterday, Joe, is I said, look, I think it's important to have exit meetings, for the players and then also for the coaches, because if there are things that we can be doing better as coaches, I want to hear about them. And so, my plan is to meet with every senior, guys that maybe already know where they're going to college, but also guys that maybe don't, and whether it's football related or not, I want to meet with them. And then underclassmen as well about, okay, what can you do to improve, or what things, do you want to talk about? So, I think that's an important part of the process. I think it's important to have good relationships with players. I want guys to feel like coaches are approachable, all of those things. So, I didn't always feel like that as a player. And so now as a coach, I do feel like that's an important part of the process for guys.
Is that something, I know you talk about, you want to hear good feedback, but do you think the guys do you hope they're honest with you about everything that went on and goes on?
I really do. I'll give you an example. One of the things I've talked about with some of our coaches, and this is like, you guys cover high school football. Here's what's wild about high school football. Most schools that, they finish, there's graduation. So the summer starts. In some cases, it's, late May, the last couple of days of May. And teams start their football right then. It's the lifting and running, but then even on the field stuff. And, but for 2 weeks, during the TSSAA dead period, people are going. So you could conceivably be going from May 29th to December 4th.
Wow.
And to me, it's way too long. It's way too much for high school football players, especially guys that play baseball or lacrosse or basketball or track, or quite frankly, just want to be kids.
Right.
So, that's one of the things I've already started talking about is I know everyone starts right then, but are we starting too early? All right. Are we, because I can just tell you right now, they don't let the pros do that.
Yeah. Right.
So, it feels a little funny to me that, and I don't know the history on it. Some people have said to me, well, there used to be, more time that you couldn't do that, and everyone was cheating, and so they basically just ripped the Band-Aid off. And so I don't know the history of it or any of that, but I do think being wise about, not getting diminishing returns and things like that. So I absolutely want, how we install, how we meet, how we practice. For me, everything is on the table, because I think if you're not looking at it and trying to improve, then you might have a massive blind spot.
That, and I'll let you go real quick. Now that guys are reporting to camp in college the first week of June as opposed to first week of August, is a whole new dynamic. I mean, I had the summer to get in shape and enjoy myself, and now guys after Memorial Day, they're gone into college.
Oh, yeah. I mean, our son, Taylor will, he'll be moved into college, at least by that first week of June for sure.
Wow.
And look, he made the decision that he wasn't going to be an early enrollee.
Good.
So that, we do have some that, we had one last year. We'll have one this year. They're going to be in college in January. And so, the process has been accelerated for sure. And, I do think there's a lot of stress on young people because of it.
Tim, great stuff as always. We appreciate it. We will talk to you next week.
All right. Sounds good. See you, fellas.
Tim Hasselbeck, ESPN NFL analyst, joining us, and also the head coach at Innsworth. Appreciate him doing that every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We'll react to some of those things and get into the NFL a little bit more. Coming up next, Chasing Big Joe live from Germantown Pub here on 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game. Little Rocky bringing us back. Our question of the day, your favorite Rocky movie here at Germantown Pub today. We've had some dignitaries from North Nashville stop
We
by.
have some nice people over here.
Music City
doing that.
Bets. Clay is also around.
Clay is here. Yep. Clay.
We don't really know where he's from. He's parts unknown.
Too bad Clay can't see Vanderbilt play their final game at First Bank Stadium on Saturday because he's banned as they take on Kentucky. If I'm a Vandy fan, I'm a little bit scared about this game on Saturday because all I'm hearing is you guys talking about Tennessee and Tennessee and Tennessee. Meanwhile, this Kentucky Wildcat team, for some reason, which I don't know, is playing out of their minds.
Yeah.
And they're going to come in with every intention because they're 5-5. They beat Vandy. They're going to a bowl game. So, Vandy, worry about Kentucky, and then next week we'll focus on Tennessee. But right now, you got to stop worrying about the Vols. You need to worry about Kentucky.
Can I take a moment to, we like to talk about when things happen in our lives.
Yeah.
So I had something happen to me that has never happened before.
Okay.
And that is and I didn't realize it until today, but my email was not working right, my work email. And so all last week, I'm thinking this started around Wednesday when we were in Key West. All last week, I'm like sending out things and sending stuff to producers and making requests and I'm replying to emails and all this stuff. And I'm not hearing it, like I'm getting no response. I'm like, well, this is weird. But, I didn't really think much of it, but until later on.
Mm-hmm.
And then this morning, I noticed that it's going back and forth saying sending. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So I restarted my computer. And then all of a sudden, every email I have tried to send since last Wednesday sends. And so I'm getting all these responses from people. Thought I was going to sneeze.
Okay.
Still might.
Let it go. Nice. Welcome to Thunderdome.
Ricky had to die.
Sorry, Ricky.
Anyway,
enjoy that.
People are responding and being like, okay, yeah, sure. And I'm like, no, disregard. That was last week. I don't know why this just sent. But it's cracking me up. And so, like you were saying, like, yeah, I'm getting bombarded.
Yeah. Like, why are you sending me this stuff? So what was the problem? It got stuck.
I have no idea.
And don't you dare blame Key West on your problem.
No, it's not Key West. It was just it got stuck. But usually your outbox will pop up, and that didn't. Like, it didn't show me that I had anything in there. So, so before one of you texts like, "Well, you should have checked your outbox," it wasn't in there. So it was a weird, very weird thing.
And then they all started rolling through today. I'm like, all right, what's going on? We stuck in some portal somewhere and not knowing what's going on. So that was it.
Yep. So Music City Bets has sent us the Heisman Trophy favorites, the update. Fernando Mendoza is the favorite from Indiana at plus 120. Julian Sand from Ohio State at plus 175. Marcel Reed plus 650. Diego Pavia plus 1050.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to win it, but he could at least go to New York.
So you'll have the Texas Tech guy will get to New York, the linebacker. Marcel will get there. Ohio State's quarterback, Indiana's quarterback. That's 4. Where's the Texas Tech linebacker?
He's not even on here.
Is he not? He's a fun story. That Rodriguez guy, is that his last name?
Yeah, Gunnar Stockton is after Pavia at plus 3,000, along with Jeremiah Love, and then Jeremiah Smith at plus 3,200. Haynes King at plus 6,000.
I'm shocked he's not on there because Game Day gave him all the love. He's getting a lot of pub from out west and everything. I know it doesn't matter because you want to get the East Coast voters, but that guy's pretty good, man.
Yeah.
So,
well, they don't care about defensive players.
They should, man.
I know they should, but they don't.
They should. I mean, I know Woodson got it 97.
He's the last defensive player to win it, right?
He might be. Hugh Green should have won in 80, which just got ripped off. But I think.
Oh yeah, Manti Te'o was up for it too.
Was he? Try to forget about him.
No, he does a good job on NFL.
He does. He had a nice long career in the National Football League.
Yep.
But as far as somebody getting up there in the final, I don't remember. I'm sure there's somebody we're leaving off, but I don't remember. It's been a while. I think Hugh Green in 80, maybe somebody in the 50s and 40s that did that. But I think we've got our 3 or 4. I think Marcel, the Indiana guy, is he's the fan favorite. He's the media darling of what they're doing right now. So Oh,
Yeah, going to be interesting to see. We're live today at Germantown Pub. Again, come by, say hello, stalk us like Clay has. Whatever you want to do.
yes, as well. Hey, real quick, Thursday night, our friends at Bar Lines, go down and see them. It's the Three Ring Circus Music, Lucky Money Live presented. If this bar could talk, stories and songs from Bar Lines. That's Thursday free. Jeffrey Steele, yes, one of the all-time greatest songwriters will be there Thursday night. Go down to Bar Lines to see it. It's free. I mean, it's absolutely free. Go down there, one of the best places in town to see music, hear music, great food, great everything. Bar Lines, if this bar could talk. Thursday, Jeffrey Steele starting at 5 o'clock on Thursday.
Well, more coming here on Chasing Big Joe 102.5 The Game.
All right, guys, Big Joe here. Listen, we spent a lot of time on this show talking about mental health, and we are not going to stop. We're so grateful for all the men who have reached out in the last 2 years, but we have a lot of work still to do, and we won't rest telling you how much better our world is because you were here and you got so much to live for. Fortunately, we've all been affected by a friend or loved one who's suffered from depression, is no longer with us, and that is why we have partnered with Unity Psychiatric Care. It's a wonderful place right here in Middle Tennessee for you to get well, and it works. Here's all you got to do. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show, and there will be a link to Unity Psychiatric Care. So many have reached out to us. Now we have a partner that cares about you. And listen, you don't have to go through any of this alone. It's private. It's confidential. And yes, they offer telehealth. You don't even have to leave your house. And yes, they are based right here in Middle Tennessee. Or you can call 1-888-508-8002. That's 1-888-508-8002. And listen to this. If you have a loved one who needs to talk and you are worried, you could be that person that changes their world. Just go to GameNashville.com, click on the Chase and Big Joe show tab, and you'll see all the information for Unity Psychiatric Care. Help is just around the corner. I tell you again, you don't have to go through any of this alone.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5 The Game, live on this Tuesday at Germantown Pub. Having a good time. Clay's stalking us. Ricky's hanging out, eating her food. So it's a good time.
Clay modeling his wardrobe from JCPenney. Love it.
Is that the George Plaster Celebrity Bowling Night?
It is.
That is. That's coming up soon. We're
2 weeks, 13 days.
Yeah, we're gonna be a part of that. So
just got an email tonight doing the 8 o'clock shift for the Mr. Plaster's big event.
Yep, I'll be there too. So
for a good cause.
Yeah, it is. So the last minute toy store?
Last minute toy store.
We got a toy drive coming up as well. We'll be telling you more about. So
they're all good. They're all great. Our toy drives, big ones, small ones. We like toy drives. They're good.
We do. Our what was that? Was it Sling Blade?
It sounded like it was. They got a toy drive.
French fry taters. 615-737-1025. Your question of the day, your favorite Rocky movie. Josh says, if he dies, he dies, referencing Drago.
I just don't get Rocky 4. I don't get it. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, Rocky 3 was the high and the low and the comeback and all that stuff. And I just think killing Apollo off was bad.
Okay, if I'm ranking them, I'm going Rocky 4, Rocky 3, Rocky 2, Rocky Balboa, Rocky 5.
Rocky 2 is the stepchild, man.
Yeah.
Nobody. I think it's great.
You could not have it, and it would be okay. Like
well, that's what he beat Apollo in that.
I know, but I don't know if he had to beat Apollo.
Oh yeah. I mean, otherwise you're just you're Jerry Cooney.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, you're not. Yeah. You gotta win this. I mean, you gotta have the story. For example, the Shawshank Redemption, the movie, they did not have the original movie did not have Red and Andy meeting on the beach.
Right.
So they tested that, and it was like 99% of the audiences hated that.
Yeah.
They hated that. So they went back and reshot that according to IMDb, and you see Red and Andy, and you're like, yes, because you know they made it together. So with Rocky 2 was one of like, all right, if you take it out of there, I got to see him win because we're invested now with him. And then he wins. And then he loses in 3 and gets it all back in a different way. I just thought it was very cool.
I'm so curious by this call now. Let's go to Trey, who wants to call in. Trey, what's up?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing?
We're good.
Hey, I want to say the Rocky movie I liked the best was the Drago one, the Russian one.
Rocky 4.
The best. Yeah. Hey, but I want to ask y'all a quick trivia question. So, What rap artist filmed a rap video at Club La Vila?
Young Buck.
Who else? Snoop Dogg.
Oh yeah. What video was it?
I can't remember, but I remember watching it. But hey, wasn't Club La Vila the best club you ever been before in your life?
Yeah, I used to dance there on weekends from 1990 to 93. I was a dancer there.
Bro, it was the best club. And then they had a radio station in the club, bro.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah, and Chase and I would go over. We'd dance at Spinnaker next door. So we did. We went back and forth.
Oh, man, that was the best time. Hey, but I love y'all. I just want to talk to y'all for a minute.
Thanks, Trey.
Thanks.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Yeah, there was some good days dancing back at Club La Vila. I made a lot of good money back there.
Ricky, did you know that Snoop Dogg did a video at Club La Vila? No? Okay, well, now you do.
Now you do, Ricky. You're good to go.
This is what happens when you learn.
Learn things. Yeah, Trey, thank you. I met Chase down there at Spinnaker. He's a young guy. It's the movie Magic Mike was based off of Chase and I now meeting each other in Panama City.
Dude, have I ever told you this story? So, like, when I was 17, my grandfather wanted to take the whole family down to the beach.
Okay.
And so he rented a penthouse condo right on the beach in Panama City. And it was on the top floor right next door to Spinnaker's.
Yes.
And the guy that owned the decor in the condo was very weird. But like the room
you would see in an adult movie.
Yes. The room that my grandparents stayed in was like the
Oh, no.
Aladdin suite or something like
Oh
that.
my goodness.
Like each room had themes, but my my grandfather got mad because there was all the music and the bands and stuff at Spinnaker's.
Nonstop.
I would lay on the balcony, hang out on the balcony, like jam out to like the 80s cover bands that were playing at Spinnaker's.
Tell me he went down there and tried to stop him.
No.
Who's the manager here? Let me talk to somebody. That's loud. Yeah, I mean, it's gone. They're all gone now. I think a couple of Vila or Spinner is replaced by Tootsie's.
Maybe.
I know.
He bought they got wiped out by the hurricane.
Yes,
I
that's
think.
right.
I forgot which one.
And I think I think a Tootsie's is going in right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So but like, we were talking about wrestling earlier. They used to do, it was at Club La Vila. They did the WCW Nitro. The last Nitro was there.
They sure did.
Yeah.
There's a girl from Tennessee that won that and got in a lot of trouble down the road later on. Yeah.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a girl that was one of the Nitro girls.
Yeah.
She was
Oh, wait. Okay.
her initials are PR. You can look it up yourself.
Yep. I think I remember this now.
And that all the video they ever showed of her was from the wrestling game.
Yeah.
So it was something else back then at that time.
Tom wants to answer the Rocky question. Tom, what's up?
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's up?
My favorite Rocky was probably 5 because Stallone's real son named Sage was in the movie along with heavyweight boxer Tommy Morrison. And what's ironic is Sage, Stallone, and Tommy Morrison, they ended up dying within a year of each other. Morrison from AIDS and Sage from prescription drugs.
Didn't Tommy Morrison die in Cookeville, Tennessee? Wasn't he living there at the time?
Don't know.
I think there was a Cookeville, Tennessee connection during the latter parts of his life. Yeah, he passed away at 44 years old.
Yeah, and this is Nebraska. Where he died. Thanks for the call, Tom. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, he lived in Cookeville training after Rocky and resided there for quite a while and then left in the mid-2000s.
615-737-1025. Chad wants to weigh in on the Titans. Chad, what's up?
Hey, guys. One thing, love the show. There's a little bit of, and I don't know if everybody's experiencing this, but there's a little bit of a delay on my end. Maybe just my feed. But I actually curious what y'all think about the Titans potentially going to more of an old school. I think the NFL, the next new trend might be running the football with a big-time running back, maybe Jeremiah Love potentially in the draft, maybe somebody they could drop back, potentially a couple picks, and building that offensive line. Do you see what is y'all's thoughts on the potential of the running backs coming back in the NFL, and we see us going back? We've gotten so pass heavy, but maybe more balanced. You know, it used to be old school, run the football and play good defense. Your thoughts on that, fellas?
Thank you, Chad.
Appreciate that. The NFL is beautiful in one thing. It's cyclical, right? So 7 years from now, it'll be different than 7 years from now on. I absolutely believe the power running game will come back within 2 to 3 years. And why? Because all the defensive linemen have gotten skinny, right? Look. Jeffrey Simmons is not your typical defensive lineman. They've all gotten skinny, so they can rush the passer. They can drop back in coverage. So once a team starts running the ball really well, look at what the Eagles are doing with Saquon Barkley. They run the ball well because a lot of the teams they face in NFC East, they've gotten skinny on the front line. Yeah. So once you get skinny, you got your big guys up front can move them down the field. That will absolutely happen. NFL switches itself every 4 to 6 years, and you wait and see it'll come back. I've told you nothing, and you talk to NFL players, nothing takes the soul out of them quicker than a football team that runs for 4 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, 4 yards on a drive. And you can't stop them. There's nothing that takes them out of the game more than that. But I absolutely see that coming. It might be a little bit, but I think it comes back. If Cam Ward had a good running game, he would not be having the problems he's having right now.
I would agree with that. We'll have more coming in hour number 3 live from Germantown Pub today. Chasing Big Joe, 1025 The Game. Hour number 3, Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Live at Germantown Pub, 102.5 The Game, having a good time. The college football playoff rankings will be revealed tonight, and there will be some changes due to what happened last weekend. We were just talking about this during the break. How far does Alabama fall? Now, the AP top 25 doesn't mean anything anymore, but it is sometimes a good gauge of how the committee might think. The AP dropped Alabama 6 spots, so they went from 4th to 10th. Will the college football playoff do the same thing? I believe the top 4 will be Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, Georgia.
I agree. And then I read this. Still in the mix, one team still in the mix in all this, Michigan. The Wolverines at the ESPN.com, they have a chance to beat the committee's number 1 team and rival Ohio State, and nobody in the country would have a better win if that happens. Michigan run the table, be one of their best 2-loss resumes in the country, but would be ranked behind USC unless the Trojans lose again. But I haven't even thought about Michigan.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Thought about them. Because we don't talk about Ohio State because they just steamroll everybody, and then they get to the playoffs, and then probably
they don't play anybody.
Don't play anybody.
Right.
That's right.
Michigan's going to be their toughest test when they play them because I think it's at Michigan, the last game of the year. And then they got to play Indiana in the Big Ten championship game.
I just got a feeling team number 13, when all is said and done, Vanderbilt.
Probably. I still think Alabama's in right now, even with 2 losses. Now, if they slip up, like if they lose to Auburn, then they're out.
Could you imagine?
Yes. I actually could imagine.
That's at Auburn.
Is it? I was just about to ask you.
Can you imagine if Alabama loses to Auburn, they miss again? DeBoer might have to leave under the guise of nighttime and get out and never come back. They will not keep him in Alabama if they go lose to Auburn and get knocked out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm telling you Alabama fans, you can rant all you want. You ain't keeping that around.
Could you imagine that? And then Saban coaches the ball game.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be something.
Because that's probably what would happen.
Oh, my Lord. It's coming down to the last weekend, and this is beautiful. But we talked earlier about Vanderbilt. Take care of Kentucky. Anything can happen. I don't know. You were in 1998. You were too young. I get that. But Tennessee was like the 5th team to get into the national champion, and everything started happening in front of them. And next thing you know, they're in the Fiesta Bowl playing for the national championship. So anything can happen.
Who did they beat for the SEC? Was it?
That was Auburn or Mississippi State.
I think it was like Mississippi State.
Mississippi State in 98, Auburn in 97. Because Bowden got fired halfway through 98. But Mississippi State was up on him. And then T. Martin let him down the field, and they won the game in 98.
Yeah. All right. So, here's the other thing to consider. Your top 4 right now are likely – now, some stuff could happen, but Ohio State's likely to play Indiana for the Big Ten. Texas A&M is likely to play Georgia for the SEC. Obviously, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose both those games. So that's not going to necessarily knock a team out, but it is going to change the top 4 seeds.
I just don't think it should influence that at that point. You get that.
Then why play the game?
I agree.
100%. I'm not fighting you on this because I think they should just go away.
I'm with you, man.
And I think the coaches look at it that way. We asked Greg Sankey about that at SEC Media Days, and I think he kind of sloughed it off. Obviously, it's.
He's like, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Like, well, hell yeah, it's a good question because we asked it.
But you got Ole Miss sitting there, that they're at 10-1, and just the committee tonight look at compared to Georgia beat Ole Miss, right?
Yes.
So you can't. That's going to help.
But they've shown in the past where sometimes that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So here's another SEC Conference Championship question. What if you got a team who needs to win that game to get in? So then the game becomes relevant. But I'm with you. It doesn't mean if you got Georgia taking on A&M, then you got to turn on the next week and play. Play your back. But I'm old school. I still think winning the conference is first step to winning everything else. Yeah. I think there's a lot of pride in winning the SEC. A lot of pride winning the SEC. Even Peyton Manning talked about when they won in 97, he won an SEC championship. It means something. Even though he won 2 Super Bowls, it means something. So I'm all about winning a conference championship. I know there's bigger fish to fry. I understand that, Mike.
Well,
this will be good.
Here's the other thing to think about. So Georgia is done with the SEC. They've played their 8 games. They're 7-1. A&M 7-0. They got one more. Ole Miss is 6-1. They have one more. Alabama 6-1. They have one more. So I guess most teams that's the case. So some of that could, I guess, change. Like, what happens if there's a 3-way tie between Georgia, Ole Miss, and Alabama for that second spot?
Ooh, great. I don't know what the tiebreaker
Well,
is.
Georgia beat Alabama, so Georgia would get it because they beat
Alabama
both teams.
beat Georgia.
That's right.
Yep.
And Georgia beat Ole Miss.
Yeah, right. And then the others didn't play each other. I mean, it's absolute chaos. So I don't know how they'll figure it. I don't know if they go to because they're not in divisions anymore. Do you go by points or I just head to head thrown out? I don't know.
But to your point earlier, when it comes to Vanderbilt, as much as I want it, and a lot of people want it, I do worry that they're just going to be they're going to be out on the outside looking in. Unless if Auburn beat the big thing is you're pulling for Auburn.
Yeah.
You got to win out and beat Tennessee, and then you got to pull hard for Auburn in that last week.
That's why I think the Oklahoma win was really, really bad for Vanderbilt. Because you would have knocked Oklahoma out. They're done. Alabama would have stayed where they are, and that opened up a spot in front of you. Who knows what's going to happen to Utah and those guys on the Big 12, but you would have moved up. Now, Oklahoma's sitting there at 8-2 with 2 games left. So they could lose one of the last 2 and be knocked out of it. So we don't know. Vanderbilt, those put themselves in a position to be in the running for a playoff. I mean, that's all you could do right now. You can only beat the teams on your schedule.
Yeah.
They're 8-2. Kentucky rolls in on Saturday. It was not going to be a pushover. And then also, Vandy, you want Florida to beat Tennessee because I've said this. If Florida beats Tennessee, they're done.
Yeah.
They're 7-4. There's some bickering going on in Knoxville. Another Florida loss will get the fan base irate because you haven't won there since 2003. So there's a lot of things still in your factor.
Florida was competitive against Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss was playing with their food a little bit.
Look, Florida got to the fourth quarter with Georgia, with Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I don't beat Texas. I'm not sure what the hell happened versus Kentucky, but they've shown they can play well. And that game under the lights in the swamp Saturday night.
Yeah.
Oh, Nelly. Wow, Gainesville.
Who's that one supposed to be?
Keith Jackson.
Oh, okay.
I work sometimes in the shower. It works.
I don't need to know what you're doing in the shower,
but I do voices.
Now you hear? I thought you heard voices.
That too.
Yeah.
I can't look straight forward anyway. I got to look to the side because Clay's sitting right in front of me. You got to look to the side here. Good.
I'm just waiting for him to be sitting there and call in.
Well, I'm waiting for the top button on his pants to break and they come flying and hit me in the head. Oh, man.
615-737-1025 is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. Like, are you all paying attention to the rankings, or is it just like get me to the end and then they don't care?
I'll pay to go.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, it gives us something to talk about.
It does, and I'm just curious to see who goes where, who does what. Our good friend Chris Massaro's on the committee, and I know they're down a member, right? Maybe 2 or something, maybe 2 because the Baylor guy had to get off. So there's 10 now. Again, man, I don't want myself in position where a lot of pressure. So God bless Chris Massaro for doing that. Chris loves college football. He watches all the games. I don't think I could be that because at the end, somebody's not going to be happy at all. Several fan bases are not going to be happy to be in there. That's why Archie Manning got the hell off that committee 10 years ago. He knew what was happening.
Our listeners are great. Chase from White Bluff, I think, went to the rule book. The SEC championship tiebreaker starts with head-to-head competition among the tied teams. If that doesn't break the tie, the next tiebreakers are record against all common conference opponents, followed by record against the highest-ranked common conference opponent. If the tie still persists, the tie is broken by cumulative conference winning percentage of all opponents, then capped relative scoring margin, and finally, a random draw.
And then after that, they're going to fight in the middle of Broadway. I'm not a fan of the coin toss.
No.
I am not a fan of that. I would rather have the two ADs fight each other.
No, this is what I would do. So let's say in this situation, hey, Clay, we're doing a show here, bud. What I would do in this situation is you find an Aggie, a Bulldog, a rebel, and the elephant, the Crimson Tide, and you all have them race.
Who's a rebel?
Well, don't they have a black bear now or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why?
I don't.
They do. You're right.
Yeah. So I just think you have the mascots duke it out for the Tide,
But not like a real bear.
no.
Okay, like the mascots.
Well,
okay.
in that case, well, if you I don't even know what an Aggie is.
Pain in the ass. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're doing some Mike Leach stuff here, like because I mean the Alabama Crimson Tide thing was always like an elephant. Like
Yep.
I would take that
Big
over
Al.
a bear.
But I told you how elephants look at us
Like we look at dogs.
same way we look at. So that elephant be all sweet. So that's the Alabama's lost.
Yeah.
If you get the dog who tried to bite the Auburn player in the ass from Georgia years ago, I'll take that dog. And what else we got?
I don't think that dog's with us anymore.
I don't mean either, but maybe his brother is. Or his
Joe, an
nephew.
Aggie is a student at an agricultural college.
Okay, well they're screwed. They're out.
They're done. They can't run.
I mean, do we throw I mean, like if Texas was in this, Bevo takes them all out.
Right. But what if you got a good cowboy? Him is a good shot at Bevo, right? Are they cowboys?
Yeah, well,
More bulldogs,
like
wildcats,
lasso them down.
Gamecocks, Gators. Gators pretty tough.
Gator's tough.
I mean, the Vol mascot, Smokey's not taken down again. That Gator's
You
gonna
just
eat
rub his
Smokey.
belly. He'll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Auburn, there's a tiger there.
I mean, a Commodore. He's got a sword.
He's got that big old head too.
Yeah, he can fight.
Razor.
I mean, you got a couple of bulldogs. You got a wildcat that that's unpredictable.
And what about you ever try to corral a razorback?
Yeah. See,
I did one time in spring break. Anywho, but what else is there?
A gamecock.
The tiger. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nobody that stands out, right?
Yeah. You
Is
got
the
a couple of tigers.
Is the gator? Well, you wouldn't attack a gator. A gator and a razorback would be a good battle.
Yeah. You got. I guess
great question.
There's Auburn Tigers, Missouri Tigers, LSU Tigers,
Bengal tiger there,
yeah,
buddy.
Bengal tiger, Tiger Bengal. So there's 3 tigers. A Sooner. What does a Sooner do?
There's the ones that grabbed the land, right?
Yeah.
When the land opened up, they took off, and there was a movie about that with Tom Cruise, where Shannon Christie, what are you? Nicole, what movie was that? That was a Ron Howard movie too.
I don't know.
And what Dances of the Wolves, you dummy?
Oh, that's right. Jeremy in Clarksville says A&M's mascot is a collie named Revel.
Oh, here, Rebel. He wags his tail and falls over.
I feel like the dogs we could get.
Yeah. The Razorback's the one that scares me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get a Razorback.
Yeah.
Bevo, I think, will just kind of stand there. Razorback will charge you.
0178 says the Vols mascot has a shotgun. I actually think it's a musket.
It's a musket.
It's not a shotgun. It's a musket.
Musket. I love hearing that word. But then what is the dog then?
I don't know. See, all these schools, like Auburn has, like, is it War Eagle or is it a tiger?
And they could send that eagle after you.
What's the tiger's name? Aubie?
It is Aubie. Yeah. Aubie Mills.
Aubie Mills.
That's where the Auburn mascot hangs out.
Okay.
Aubie Mills.
All right. Well, this is your mascot history.
Give me the Razorback, man. That's the one. You ain't corralling that bad boy.
I'll take the Commodore. He's got a sword.
Okay.
He's got a chin the size of a dining room table.
Well, that too.
He's got, hey, my name's Jay Leonard. Commodore does. Hey, everybody's on the Chasing McGo show, and I'm a channel on that show. What if the Commodore don't go get the sword out in time, and that Razorback's charging you? You know you get nervous when that happens. What are you going to do? Next thing, the Razorback is eating you. You're done. I saw Hannibal Lecter Part 2. I know what happens in that movie when that Razorback goes. So we need somebody with so maybe it is the musket guy.
There's a joke there that I'm just going to leave alone.
Maybe
I'm just going to take it to break. It's Chasing Big Joe here on this Tuesday at Germantown Pub here on 102.5 The Game.
Thank you. Yeah, there's nobody that stands out, right?
Yeah. You got a couple of tigers.
Is the gator? Well, you wouldn't attack a gator. A gator and a razorback would be a good battle.
Yeah. You got.
It's a great question.
There's Auburn Tigers, Missouri Tigers, LSU Tigers,
Bengal tiger there, buddy.
Bengal tiger, tiger Bengal.
Swimming in the ocean? Lions don't like water. If you'd placed it near a river or some sort of fresh water source, that makes sense. But you find yourself in the ocean, 20-foot waves, I'm assuming it's off the coast of South Africa, coming up against a full-grown 800-pound tuna with his 20 or 30 friends, you lose that battle. You lose that battle 9 times out of 10 of tuna. And we now have a taste of lion. We've talked to ourselves. We've communicated and said, you know what? Lion tastes good. Let's go get some more lion.
Was this Step Brothers?
No, that's
Other
other guys.
Oh, they're going to have the other guys. Oh, I love that movie.
Oh man,
that is our. Yeah. So there was one night. It was like a Friday night around. I think it was around the holidays during COVID. That the other guys was on TV, and Rick and I text each other like, "Hey, the other guys is on." We just texted throughout the movie watching this.
It's such a good movie.
Gator wants his get back.
Some of my friends are going with the Vols mascot because he's got the musket.
Yeah,
but you got to be a good shot though if you've got the musket. I mean, you got to take the razorback or the gator down.
Dr. Crane, can you find the late great Mike Leach, the press conference when he's asked about the mascots in the Pac-12?
Great,
absolutely.
It is one of the greatest press conferences of all time.
Yeah, it might be the most bizarre, fun press conference because he makes valid points about every mascot in the Pac-12 that we've think about, we've laughed about it, but he goes deeper into it. It's so good. Listen, do that, but.
Jeff says on our text line, Fielding Yost once had some Wolverines brought in from Alaska to the Detroit Zoo so they could have two, Biff and Benny, on the sideline during games. It didn't go too well, especially when they tried to put a steel jacket on them.
Steel jacket.
All right, here is the late, great Mike Leach talking about the mascots.
Well, what kind of mythical powers does a Sun Devil have? We got to consider that. I'm going to say the Wildcat's out. The Trojan, does he have a horse or is he on foot? Does he have a bow and arrow or just his sword? The Bruin, definitely formidable. Another bear up there at Cal. The tree, I imagine that tree's going to get chopped down. Unless we're going to go with the bird and somebody might get pecked or something. I don't know. And then the duck might lose interest and just fly away and get out of there, which may be good advice under the circumstances. The husky, no chance. The beaver, well, we'll see how long that beaver can hold his breath. The ute, again, we're back to is he on horseback? Does he have a bow and arrow? Did he trade for a rifle? I mean, because if that ute's got a rifle, there's some definite problems. And then, you'd have to get one of those Harry Potter activists to read up on how you kill a sun devil because there's a lot of outside stuff there. Just as far as a beast alone, a buffalo's going to be pretty hard to tangle with. I mean, a buffalo's utterly outstanding. Well, but Butch is going to have to be clear-minded and crafty. I mean, Butch will find a way. There's no question. The Cougar will find a way. Clear-minded and crafty, a combination of stay out of harm's way and attack when you get your chances or your openings.
That I love Beautiful. That so much. Mike Leach. I will tell you, obviously, we wish he was still here and coaching in general, but before he passed and we had put this show together, I was like, we have got to go to SEC Media Days my whole goal was I just wanted to get Mike Leach on.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I mean, Clark, I know we would have had, but I wanted to get Mike Leach on because he did it all the time. And how funny would that have been?
Yeah.
having him on because I don't know if we would have talked a lick of football.
Probably not. And that's the thing. Gardner Minshew talks about they'd go into the film room. He's at Washington State, and they're like watching. Then they'd go off on a tangent, and Gardner's like, "Where's he going?" He's saying, "I'd walk out thinking that was the most amazing film session quarterback coach meeting I've ever had in my life because you're learning things in this abstract way, which is beautiful." But I mean, and he won games.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he won games. So he wasn't a flash in the pan. He won everywhere he went at Texas Tech and Washington. It's just funny because
He was building at Mississippi State.
he loves Key West.
Yeah.
So it's just funny how he spent time in Washington State because that's about as far as you can get weather-wise and geography-wise away from Key West. But we need personalities like that, man. They make the world go around.
His bar stool at Captain Tony's Saloon is hanging up in the rafters, and there's a Washington State and a couple of Mississippi State helmets signed by Mike Leach that are hanging up as well. So his and look, I mean, wasn't he one of those that, well, I think he did an interview with George about that he would have taken the Vols job. They just, that whole mess.
Didn't the plane, I mean, the cell phone wouldn't work.
Yeah,
John Curry was meeting him in the beach in Venice Beach, and the plane got delayed.
Yeah, there was
I mean,
something.
it was just.
God, could you imagine?
I never want to relive that weekend of Schiano coming to Tennessee ever again.
I was
ever again.
I remember I was doing I was hosting the morning show, filling in, and that was like the most incredible radio I've ever gotten to do because it was just changing like because it was like, oh no, Jeff Brom, they're finalizing a deal with Jeff Brom.
Who's the one that went on TV and said that?
It was
Jimmy Himes.
Jimmy Himes, yeah,
adamantly said it,
and he was rarely wrong,
right?
So I mean that was a big one, and then Curry was, the Schiano thing had fallen through. And then Curry's going after Mike Leach, and then Mike Gundy. There was another one, and then Gundy gets extended at Oklahoma State. And then all of a sudden, Philip Fulmer's coming in to save the day. Curry's out. And it was like just the bizarre. And then, and then Jeremy Pruitt is the guy they come up with.
I mean, that's what had happened. It's like, what in the world? So, Vol fans, when you don't get pissed off at Heupel, look at what you've been through. At least this guy's winning games, getting you to the bowl games, and being competitive. I know he didn't win the biggest game, but it's a lot better when it was during Jeremy Pruitt. A lot better.
So that was a fun little tangent in honor of Mike Leach that we got, and we'll have more coming from the Germantown Pub here on the Chasing Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday. Dr. Crane always got to hit that post, remember?
Indeed.
We're live at Germantown Pub. Appreciate them having us here today. It's been a lot of fun and great spot. Located in the heart of Nashville's historic Germantown. They're a neighborhood pub and embrace every guest as family. Their food is homemade, fresh, and cooked with care. And their wait staff is knowledgeable, friendly, and focused on the guest experience. They also got TVs everywhere. We've been watching some of the games from Saturday, BYU, TCU. I mean, BYU is another one that's, I guess, on the cusp.
I forgot they even played this weekend.
Yeah.
See them right there. Going, yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that there's still 2 more weeks. And, what's the big game this weekend? I don't even know the big game this weekend. Because I know, like, Charlotte's playing Georgia. Sanford's playing A&M. Ohio State, Rutgers.
Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Ohio State, Rutgers, Sanford, Texas A&M, Missouri, Oklahoma, Miami, Virginia Tech.
Wait, Missouri, Oklahoma. That's a good game.
Yeah, that's a good one. Louisville, SMU. You mentioned Charlotte, Georgia, Eastern Illinois at Alabama, South Florida, UAB, USC, Oregon. It's a decent one.
It's a good one. You want Oregon to win that one game if you're a Vandy fan.
Syracuse, Notre Dame, Texas, Arkansas, Michigan State, Iowa, Kansas State, Utah, Michigan, Maryland, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, Florida, BYU, Cincinnati.
So I'm looking at the view of a Vandy fan. So Oregon beats USC, knocked them out. You want Arkansas to beat Texas.
Yeah.
The more losses Texas get, the better it is. So it's those teams, the BYUs, the teams in the 9, 10, 11, you won't knocked out because ACC gets a team, Group of 5 gets a team. Nothing to do about that. And then
Big 12 gets a team.
Big 12 gets a team.
Yeah.
So those are going to be kind of plugged in. Now the at-large is the ones you got to look at. And so Ole Miss is already in. They'll lose. They'll be 10-2 if they lose to Mississippi State. Georgia's not going to lose this week, so they're in there. So there's teams that are in there. It's those 2 or 3 you got to look out for. And hopefully Utah loses more and BYU loses more. And you still got a shot. I just think they're going to be sitting there at 13 when it's all said and done. I hate that.
I am with you as well. A lot of people have been, now that, the Predators are back in the States, they'll resume action coming up on Saturday against Colorado Avalanche. Smashville Live tomorrow at Brewhouse 100 in Bellevue. Ryan O'Reilly scheduled to be one of the guests on the show. And a lot of people I see on Twitter, and they're asking me directly, what's next for the Preds? Are they going to make a coaching change or not? It's been very quiet to this point. Barry Trotz, I know, is still traveling, so he's not going to join DVD today. He's going to join them Thursday at 4 o'clock, so maybe he'll be able to shed some light on some things. But, I mean, everything that I see and think and all of that is, while I do believe some sort of major change needs to come, I don't believe it's going to. Not this week.
Really?
I could be wrong, but I just get the sense that they're going to keep rolling with what they got. And
for now,
okay. I mean, and if at the end of the day, if you're running a business, you have to go on the assumption, and it actually doesn't need to be an assumption. You have to know more than the general public. And so I'm going to assume that Barry Trotz and Sean Henry and Andrew Burnett and everybody involved, they obviously know more than we do, and they should. That's how it should be. So if they truly believe that the status quo is what it needs to be, then that's their prerogative to believe that.
So let me ask you
let me finish.
All right.
I just believe that they're being too loyal in this situation. And you've built the roster the way you've built the roster. And I understand that. And I respect that they have literally tried everything they can to make this work as currently constructed. But I'm not seeing it work. I mean, they can't score. Yes, they won a game in Sweden, and that was great. But it took them to the very end of the game to do it, and it was 2 goals.
Okay.
And so it's just, I mean, you can't change all the players. So you got to change the coach.
So you're telling me, like the Titans, there's all these people that are making a decision. Isn't this Barry Trotz's? Should this not be Barry Trotz's decision?
Yeah, no, I agree.
I
Yeah,
love
it should.
Sean Henry.
And-
I really don't care what he thinks about this.
Right. But I mean,
it's Barry Trotz to me.
Sure. And I believe they're leaving that up to Barry Trotz.
Okay.
I just worry. And look, I mean, it could be a situation where the roster is too much in a state where it doesn't matter who coaches it, it's not going to make it better. And he may be looking at it that way.
Okay.
And if that's the case, that's fine. But then everybody's going to go, well, you're the one that built it. So what are you going to do to fix it?
Right. I mean, he's in a position that he didn't want to be in, that nobody wants to be in, but it's a position that you're there because you got to make the tough decisions and the tough call. And I know it's social media, but the pulse of the fan base is like, get him out of here. I mean, that's what I see everywhere is like, get out. I mean, the websites, get him out of here. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I was excited they won the game on Friday. I'm like, maybe they turned a corner. I mean, I was texting you like, maybe they're pissed off that this is our moment. And then they go on Sunday and drop an egg. I don't know. I know they're not out of it. I know that.
No, and the marker is always American Thanksgiving is generally kind of the marker of if you're not in the playoffs or close to the playoffs by then you're in trouble. And they're not in right now, but they're not completely out of it either. Kevin asked on our text line if the Preds fire Burnett, who is out there to hire. So there are a couple of different ways they could go about this. They have the internal hires. They could promote Carl Taylor from Milwaukee, which would make sense because they're playing a lot of the young players that he has coached and developed, and they could continue that development at the NHL level with him. So they could promote Carl Taylor. They hired Luke Richardson, who has been a head coach, who was most recently with Chicago Blackhawks last year, was fired from that position. He is the associate coach, so he could just assume the role as interim. There is always the unlikely, but there is always the possibility that Barry Trotz could go to the bench if he chose to do so, and the organization backed him on that. Like I said, I don't think that's very likely, but it could happen. And then there are coaches that are currently not employed. Peter Laviolette is one of those coaches. Pete DeBoer is one of those coaches that is out there. Some other long shots are Gerard Gallant, who is out there as well. So, there are options, and it's one of those things that in the NHL, it happens. And John Tortorella is another one who's now with ESPN. And if you want to connect some tea leaves, obviously, Sean Henry was with the Tampa Bay Lightning when Torts was the coach there, and they won the Stanley Cup. Again, I think that is an unlikely scenario, but is one to throw out there, and I'll call him Torts if I want to.
I don't care. It's hockey. I don't care.
I thought you were going to get on me.
That's hockey. I don't care. Laviolette, bring him back.
I think Laviolette. I don't think Laviolette would necessarily be a popular name.
Who cares?
But I think Laviolette. I mean, if you want me to be honest with you,
no, I don't want you to.
The best coach for this team is the guy that built it. But again, I don't think that's likely, and they probably don't want me to say that. but I think Barry Trotz is the guy that could coach this team because he built it. I don't think they're going to do that. I think Barry's done coaching.
I don't think he wants to. Right?
No, I think he's done coaching. I think he wants to see this through as a GM, and that's fine. Carl Taylor would make the most sense because he's helped develop a lot of these young players. But if you're trying to get the most out of the veterans, it's Pete DeBoer or Peter Laviolette.
Yeah, Peter Laviolette, man, bring it back. But the biggest success happened under
Peter Laviolette.
Peter Laviolette.
Yep. So, but right now, I don't think they're going to make a move.
Okay. Next game is Saturday, right?
Yep. It is Saturday. Mark says, if this was any other GM coach, Bruno would have already been fired. Where am I wrong? You're probably not wrong. Dustin in Hopkinsville, would Lavi want this team again?
Don't people like to be employed?
Yeah. 2765 says, give me Carl Taylor or give me death. Wes in Clarksville, Mike McCoy to the Preds. He'll keep it conservative.
You'll lose 2-1 every night. There you go.
So there you go. There's my Preds thought for the day, and we'll see how how it goes as the week goes on. Coming up next, we'll tell you what day it is and celebrity birthdays. It's Chasing Big Joe. 102.5 The Game. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5 The Game here on this Tuesday, presented by the Omni Nashville Hotel. We'll be there on Thursday. If the Spark could talk, coming up Thursday as well.
That's Thursday at 4 to 7 at Barline's. Jeffrey Steele, the famous songwriter, is going to be there. It's free. Go to Barline, say hi. Come see us. We've got Scott Hamilton's going to be with us Thursday. Stick around. Barline's at 4 o'clock. It's free. Jeffrey Steele, if this bar could talk songs and songwriting from Barline. It's really a cool event. And the best part about it, Chaser,
it's free.
It's free.
And you're signing copies of your new Christmas album.
I
right?
am. Yep.
Okay.
Me and Zamfir.
Nice.
at the Budokan. So we're fired up for that.
We look forward to that. With that, let's get to what day is it and celebrity birthdays.
All right. First on the list, we have Native Women's Equal Pay Day. Occult Day is today. Push Button Phone Day. William Tell Day.
Ooh, what did he tell?
National
the guy that shot
Princess
the
Day.
apple off his head? Is that right?
What?
William Tell, the apple?
I don't know.
Or is that Johnny Appleseed? Damn it,
I think
Dr.
it was
Crane.
Bart Simpson. I don't know.
National Entrepreneurs Day continuing. Mickey Mouse Day is today. Married to a Scorpio Support Day. Apple Cider Day. And last but not least, National Vichyssoise Day, which is that French soup.
Oh, well, there you go.
Say it again real quick.
Vichyssoise.
Okay. All right. Hey, can we ask Chase never do that Mickey Mouse sound again? Because that was kind of creepy. Oh, Lord. Is that what you do when you make a red light? Or you green light?
Yeah, something like
All
that.
right, time for celebrity birthdays. Our first birthday, the very funny Kevin Nealon from SNL. How old is Kevin Nealon?
Kevin Nealon is 66.
68.
72.
Dang.
Dr. Crane, you get to go. Oscar from The Office. How old is Oscar Nunez?
He is 52.
60.
67. Chase, you go. Actor Owen Wilson.
Is he the funny one?
Yes, with the crooked nose.
That's a trick question. Neither one of them were funny.
Ew.
No, I'm kidding. He is 54.
52.
57. Dr. Crane, you get to go. Actress Chloe Savini, something. Chloe something. She's very pretty.
that narrows it down.
I'm going to go 35.
Okay.
38.
51.
Nice.
Chase, you get to go now. Former SML standout actress Nasim Pedrad. I'll show you a picture. There's her picture. She's very pretty.
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
Okay.
42.
48.
44. Chasers on the board. 1-0. All right, Dr. Crane, you get to go now. How old is actress Brenda Vaccaro? She has a raspy voice like that.
67.
66.
86. Chase, you go. Actor Linda Evans from Dynasty, who was used to be married to Yanni.
77.
72.
83. Dr. Crane, you get to go. Actor Jameson Parker from Simon and Simon. He's the one that did not wear the hat.
54.
73.
78. Chase, you get to go now. Actress Elizabeth Perkins was in About Last Night with Jim Belushi and Rob Lowe, and was in another John Hughes movie with Kevin Bacon.
68.
62.
65. God, you're
all around it.
Dr. Crane, Kirk Hammett of Metallica.
Ooh.
59.
64.
63. Chase, you're up 2-0. Chase, you have to go now. How old is singer, Broadway composer Duncan Sheik? Say, I am barely breathing. I can find
73.
71.
56. All right, let's go now. Dr. Crane, you have to go. Tony Franklin, the first barefooted kicker in the NFL.
86.
76.
69. Chase, you
Nice.
go. Warren Moon.
I was hoping you'd have him on there. Warren
so
Moon.
you've already looked.
No, I haven't looked. I just knew. I saw the Titans thing. They didn't put his age. He is 73.
67.
69.
Nice.
You're on the board, Dr. Crane. Dr. Crane, Jamie Moyer, Major League Baseball pitcher, won a World Series with the with the Phillies. Good Lord.
Okay. I'm going to go with 59.
I'm going to say he is 56.
63. Chase, you go now. Gary Sheffield.
61.
63.
57. Dr. Crane, you go. Rocket Ishmael.
67.
54.
56. Chase up 3-1. Chase, you go Sam Cassell.
74.
68.
56. Dr. Crane, last birthday, you're down 3-1. How old is Caleb Williams?
Quarterback for the Bears, he is 26.
25.
He is 24, and Chase wins 4-1.
Boom.
Back how it should be.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thanks to Germantown Pub for having us here today.
As always, we leave the show with our mental health message to our guys out there. We say all the time, if you're going through something, please talk to somebody. Please talk to us. Talk to a friend. We need you here. If you need to talk to somebody immediately on your cell phone, you can text 988 or call 988. We have help here at theGameNashville.com. Just go to the Chase and Big Joe show, and on the tab, you'll see information for Unity Psychiatric Care. We tell you all the time that we need you here. Your journey may some days be bumpy, be cloudy, be everything else, but it's your journey because you're a part of it and you're beautiful. And know that we need you here. Know that we love you. More importantly, more than anything else in this world, please know this, that God loves you.
Amen to that. Peace, love, rock and roll. DVD is coming your way. Next, they'll have the latest on the Titans. They'll talk college football and all of those things. That is coming your way. We're back at it tomorrow at noon here on 102.5 The Game.